Greetings, African family. Welcome to Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. This morning, I would like to discuss an issue with you, and it pertaining to our elders and the condition that some of our elders are in. And as a Pan-Africanist and as a person that was born in Jamaica, what we consider Jamaican African, I'm very concerned about my homeland and what I see taking place. But I'm also encouraged by some of the positive work I see getting done by some of the people on the island. And also Jamaicans that are in the diaspora. And I just want to bring some clarity on certain things about our elders, concerning our elders. And what prompted me to really go further about our elders, and I've spoke about our elders on several of the episodes before, but what really prompted me this time to really go into talking about our elders is that I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels in Jamaica, and I've seen some of the work that's been done. And I've been encouraged over the years, because I've been watching them for years. I watched Jamaica Life Nice down there in St. Catherine. I've been rescuing some of the people that are living in very severe poverty and destitution, and with the help of our people abroad, mainly in the United States, in Canada, in the United Kingdom, who supported the effort of that platform down there in Jamaica, particularly brother Young Nick. My good brother. I've spoken to him, and I respect what he's doing. And I've seen what he has been doing over the years, helping people, building homes for people. And then recently, I've seen Colors TV, and the brother, he's an amazing brother. He keeps surprising us with what he's doing. He's young, he's vibrant, and he's doing his thing. But what surprises me recently is that he started a new initiative to help the homeless people, and he's going out in the streets and feeding the homeless and cooking for them, and by doing that, by me watching that, I'm beginning to look at the demographics of the people that need help, particularly those that have been abandoned by the neocolonial structures in our country, and they're elders. The vast majority of the people that I see that's needing help, are in destitution on the island, are elders. Even in Port Antonio, in Portland, and I see a young brother with a channel named J. Bud the Baker that sprung off from Color, because Color is like an empire over there in Portland, and almost everyone in that area have a YouTube channel, but and everyone kind of branching out doing their thing. And what I notice is that even there in Port Antonio and the surrounding area, he goes around and he feeds them. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of these people that he's helping are elderly people. I'm saying, what is it? What's going on here? But if you look at it just from a face value, you're not going to see the hands of colonialism and neocolonialism, because what we don't recognize is that a lot of our people have been abandoned after direct colonialism, and the island was handed over to Jamaican people. The wealth remains in the hand of those who were in control. Wealth was never transferred over to our people. It was only the flag, only the political control, partial political control, because we still have ties to foreign entities in our judicial system, in our legal system, and even in our political system. But for me, essentially, it's about the wealth. It's about the land. It's how we have managed to transition that from a colonial structure onto a neocolonial structure, which is present day existence on the island. And what happens is that a lot of African people, African descended people, were left out of the economic process. There was a time in Jamaica when land was £1 an acre. And because of enslavement and colonization, African people, our people who are descended from Africa, we didn't receive, we didn't achieve, was able to benefit from all those years of enslavement on that island. So we wasn't able to accumulate any funding to be able to buy any massive amount of land. When they brought in the indentured servants from India and from China, they were able to make a little stipends. It wasn't much, but they was able to make an income. Our African forefathers and ancestors were not able to earn an income, so able to save and to be able to purchase. So even when things became available, we were not able to take advantage of it. And I think that is significant, because Jamaica never had a revolution. When you have a revolution, you transfer wealth from those who were the oppressors to those who were the oppressed. Jamaica never went through that process of transferring wealth and distribute wealth so everybody get a piece of the pie. And that is what's missing. And that is the backdrop for why you see many of our people are living homeless and destitute on that island. Many of our people have been locked out of the land situation. And now, good people with good conscience who have a little means of we're doing better are now reaching back on the island and helping people. I see what happened in Trenchtown with Keno Life in Jamaica, for instance. I see how he's helping those elderly. Again, if you notice, it's a lot of elderly people. And if you look at the condition that they're living in, it's very destitute position, living condition. We should never allow our elders them to be living like this. And the government of Jamaica, I'm sure they are aware of what's happening with our elders. And it should be a grave concern to all of us. That shanty town in Trenchtown where Keno is operating in, there's too much clusters of destitution exist in that little spot. Even medical treatment should be even once a month, should be going into that area and checking on the elders to make sure they're okay. A lot of them are suffering from ailments. And sometimes Keno have to go and rescue them and take them to the hospital, take them to doctors and take them to home and look after them and make sure they're okay. And he go around and feed them. And now colors are going into that now, feeding them. And I know Auntie Donna's been doing it for years as well, you know. And a lot of people have been going out trying to help the elderly. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we must make it a priority. We must challenge this colonial structure, this colonial government. That, listen, we as African people, we are in control of this country and these resources, and we need the land and the wealth to be redistributed so everybody can get a piece. If you were fortunate enough to have gotten some of the land and some of the wealth, more power to you. But any more distribution that take place, we start with those who were left out, the landless. That is how we implement and institute our own reparation. Because reparation is very important, because the damage that was done to our people have never been repaired. And one of the repairing that needed is the land reform. We need to enforce and take the land. There should be no such land as crown land in Jamaica. The land situation needs to be calculated, and we need to look at the condition and look at the demographics of the people and see who have been left out, and start with those people who don't have any land and begin to redistribute land to them. Find out how we're going to divide up the land and make sure that everyone get a piece of that land. And that's how we begin to repair some of that economic damage that's leaving our elders them in this poor condition. And children, look after your parents. Look after your grandparents. Don't allow them to suffer like that. Don't allow them to live in destitution like that. If you are abroad, keep supporting all those people. Keep supporting those people. I really, I'm encouraged by the level of support that I see is pouring into Jamaica from the people from abroad. And I must say that the technology, again, has been able to assist us in that communication and that connection. The YouTube channels them that has propped up. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember when it was only Rodney from Jamaica Good Life. He was one of the first pioneer who was going around and highlighting people's condition. And then from there, many have sprung up since then. You know? And I give respect for those people that are doing the work, are trying to help, while you're enjoying your life. A lot of these people are young people. They still have to enjoy their life. They still have to live their life. And they still take time out to help the elderly, to help the people in their community that are less destitute. Because many of our people has been neglected and been left behind by the neocolonial governance structure. We have to understand that the political system in our country, and what I say about Jamaica can be applied to many countries in the Caribbean and in Africa. So I'm just using Jamaica as an example. Many of our countries in Africa suffering from the same neglect of neocolonial structure, where we're still maintaining the economic dynamic, the class dynamic from the previous era of enslavement and colonialism. We're still maintaining that economic order in neocolonialism, where the wealth has never been redistributed, where everyone has not been getting a piece of the land. So when you pass on, you can pass on that land to your children. Because right now, the way the land is now a commodity to be bought and sold under capitalism. When land should be to provide sustenance for the people and provide clothing and provide shelter for the people, where we can pass on and we can pencil it out and give our children and our grandchildren can get a piece of land in the future. We need to be careful how we sit back and allow these neocolonial structures to just run things and maintain the status quo, maintain the order of capitalism, maintain this unequal distribution of wealth, unequal access to wealth. We need to make sure that we hold them accountable, let them know that we are aware that you are maintaining this structure. You're maintaining the structure against our people, against the best interests of our people. We need to make sure that our elders are taken care of. We need to make sure our children are taken care of. Our school system needs to be re-Africanized. And I will keep repeating that. We cannot keep maintaining these colonial structures. Our judiciary system, our political system need to be Africanized. We cannot be clones of European institutions in African countries. In any country where African people are the majority or we are in control, we cannot allow that to be a clone, a carbon copy of European institutions. European institutions may be best fitted for European people, but it's not best fitted for African people. And we need to focus on solutions that's unique for our situation. Because we are in a unique situation as a people that have lost our language, our name, have lost our connection to our ancestors. We need to address those issues while we look after and take care of our elders. So people, I'm asking you, get involved in this discussion. Demand that our elders are looked after. All across the island of Jamaica, I'm noticing it, there is an issue where our elders are being neglected by the neocolonial structure. The governance structure of Jamaica have neglected to look after our elders, and we need to hold them accountable. And I want to thank you people for listening to this broadcast. This has been Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. Please comment. Please tell me what you think about this, and we will have more discussion. We can go into deep dive in as we move on in the future. We'll go into statistics. We'll go into a more political and economic analysis, more demographic analysis of the situation. But I want you to bring you on this journey with me. And thank you so much for listening to me. This has been Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. Hotep, Thank you. Ashe.